Hey, we got to talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden finally took a trip to the border, everybody. This was impressive, extremely impressive. He visited the downtown area overrun by homeless migrants. He met with local residents impacted by the surge in illegal immigration. He made formal remarks, took tons of questions from reporters. I have to tell you, I was so impressed.
No, stop.
Oh, no, yeah. Actually, he didn't do any of that. Hey everybody, Damon Roberts with you. Glad you're in for another video. And yeah, that's right, the president went to the border, but I mean, he might as well have stayed home. But first, I want to remind you that this video is brought to you, of course, by our friend Mike Lindell and mypillow.com/LFS6B for all the best deals for the LFS6B audience. And if you use our code LFS6B at checkout, 10 to 65% off most items from Mike. That's right, folks. You see, this is what you call give your best side to the camera, Joe, because this day is all show and no go. A day that was more scripted than the latest edition of Days of Our Lives, where Bo confronts Victor and Marlena confronts Hopes and Sammy's just stabbing everyone in the back. Well, anyways, that's what this was about. The only official who spoke with reporters and answered any questions yesterday, well, that was Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who wasn't even included in Biden's visit to the Texas. I mean, why would you include the governor of the state? I mean, that's like a wacky idea. Abbott had to arrive at the airport and wait for Biden to deplane and then speak with the president there. So what did the president do? What did he actually see? Well, listen to this impressive list. The president first visited a Customs and Border Protection Processing Center at the Bridge of Americas, where he once again made no public remarks and didn't take questions. But what did he see there? Did he see the illegals? Did he see the flow? Did he see how we're dealing with it? Did he talk to the Border Patrol agents, what they need, what they face every day? Well, no, what he saw was he watched a canine officer demonstrate how they could find a suitcase in the trunk of a car. Then the president saw another demonstration showing how a chocolate lab, and I love dogs, but could find a package of what looks like drugs or money from the back seat of a Chevy pickup. Wow, talk about getting to the heart of the problem, Joe. Biden lastly visited El Paso's Migrant Processing Center, which had been cleaned and scrubbed more than Liberace's closet by the time Biden arrived. So he basically saw nothing. And again, didn't take any questions, didn't make any public remarks, didn't even look at the media. The president never visited the actual border, where illegal crossings have escalated over the past several months, prompting El Paso's mayor to declare an emergency and Abbott to deploy the Texas National Guard to El Paso last month. No, he never saw that. The El Paso sector, which includes 2 West Texas counties and all of New Mexico, has experienced a surge of illegal activity with apprehensions breaking all-time records. In December alone, agents apprehended more than 55,000 people and reported nearly 33,000 getaways, according to preliminary CBP data. In November, they apprehended more than 53,000 illegal foreign nationals in the sector and reported over 24,000 getaways. The number of people crossing the border every month are greater than the individual populations of all but 4 cities in all but 5 of the counties in New Mexico, according to the 2022 census data. Prior to the president's arrival, Abbott tweeted on Sunday morning, President Biden's border visit today is to a sanitized version of El Paso. He has no plans to enforce federal immigration laws. Biden's plan will only entice more illegal crossings. Texas will continue our historic border mission to protect our state. And that's right, Governor, if you haven't figured it out by now, Biden has no interest in securing the border. Now, news has it that Greg Abbott actually gave Biden a letter upon his arrival on Sunday at the airport, urging the president to implement 5 policies to help secure the U.S. southern border. And again, what the governor should realize by now is the Biden administration and Joe Biden himself has no interest in securing the border. America will continue to suffer the worst illegal immigration problem in the history of the country. So what are these 5 policies that were supposedly in this letter that the governor of Texas gave to the president on the tarmac? Well, Bethany Blankley, the Center Square contributor via Just the News this morning, laid them out. The first proposal, requiring illegal foreign nationals to be detained to, quote, end the practice of unlawfully paroling aliens en masse. Well, that sounds pretty reasonable. Well, guess what? The Biden administration is currently fighting in court a similar lawsuit filed by Florida. A trial in that lawsuit begins today. The second proposal to, quote, stop sandbagging the implementation of the Remain in Mexico policy and Title 42 expulsions and fully enforce those measures as the federal courts have ordered you to do. Well, that's also being fought in court by the Biden administration in a lawsuit brought by Texas and Missouri. Arizona, Texas, and 17 other states sued over Title 42 and have so far prevailed in the courts to halt it from being terminated. The question is, how long does that continue? The third policy, to, quote, aggressively prosecute illegal entry between ports of entry and allow ICE to remove illegal immigrants in accordance with federal law. That one seems way out there. Well, guess what? The Biden administration is also fighting this in court. 19 attorney generals filed a brief with the Supreme Court in an attempt to get the administration to comply with federal deportation requirements. Following immigration law, according to the Constitution, doesn't seem like that wacky of an idea, Joe. The fourth, to immediately resume construction of the border wall in Texas. Do we think that's going to happen? Well, it's something the administration has vowed not to do after it halted construction shortly after the president took office. In the federal government's absence, Abbott was the first governor to build a wall on Texas soil, which broke ground in December of 2021. The fifth and final proposal was a continued call by the governor requesting the president to designate cartels as FTOs. Well, there you have it, folks. 5 proposals that supposedly the governor of Texas gave the president on his extremely scripted, planned out, no cameras, no questions, no media day, visiting the border, which really was not visiting the border. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for joining us. And remember to visit our sponsor, Mike Lindell, MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout for 10 to 60% off. And I'll see you in the next one.